Core 7 Module 13, the Post-Closing Cross-Sell. In this module, we'll cover connecting with the client after the closing to add value and endorse your Core 7 partner. Now let's assume the client has closed smoothly on their mortgage and they are happy. It's time to do a post-closing survey. Basically, this means you check in to ask how things went and to make sure there were no last-minute problems you haven't heard about. Usually the clients are happy the process is over and don't give feedback at this point. This can be a critical time, and making the call can make all the difference in the world. After confirming the client is happy, introduce them to your Rate Watch program and simply explain the value you can offer. The scripting for this is, Mr. Smith, I want you to know that I see the most important part of my job as starting right now, after the loan is closed. I am going to manage your mortgage. I will send you a periodic Rate Watch report. This document will show you exactly where your mortgage rate is and how it compares to the current interest rate environment. So if rates are down, you will receive a report suggesting that we may want to consider refinancing, and if interest rates are higher, we will know that we're in good financial standing. Clients are usually very open to this. They understand the value it brings. You should go on to say, Mr. Smith, I'd also like to keep an eye out for no-cost refinance opportunities. If interest rates were to drop, is there a rate that you would absolutely want me to call you about so that you can lock it in? At this point, enter their desired interest rate into your database so when rates drop, you know to call to discuss a no-cost refinance. This call is very rewarding for the client and your team because you have followed through with the promise you made. Expect to be asked how a no points, no closing cost refinance works and how lenders make money if it's no costs. Explaining the process is just another way to build trust with your client. Your clients will be happy you are providing this service for them, and each time the call becomes that much easier. Personally, there have been many times I have done 5 to 10 refinances in one day with this system. All it takes is a simple email to the client letting them know that rates have dropped to the level they wanted. I can't stress enough how this simple call right after closing makes future refinances so easy. Next, segue into endorsing your Core 7 financial advisor or estate planning attorney. This is important because the purchase of a home triggers so many other financial responsibilities. Personally, I prefer to refer the financial advisor at this point. I have found that once a client puts a plan together with the financial advisor, it is much easier and makes more sense to the client if the financial advisor introduces other Core 7 advisors like the estate planning attorney or the accountant. This also ensures that the client's whole financial plan is integrated and they have a full Core 7 team. The way to introduce the financial advisor is with the following script. Mr. Smith, now that you have an estate, you want to make sure you protect it by putting it in your will. Would it be okay if I had the advisor on my team contact you to introduce themselves? Remember, you likely will already know that they don't have a will from their answers on their mortgage planning questionnaire. Now, even though the will is prepared by the estate planning attorney, you still want to introduce the financial advisor at this point. Now, what if the client doesn't want your financial advisor to contact them? As we discussed earlier, it is in the client's best interest to have a full financial team in place. Push back a little by saying, Mr. Smith, I understand. However, I do think that it is so important that you have a resource in place. How about I just send an email with you and the financial advisor on it? That way, if you want to connect, you can when the time is right. Remember the concept from Dr. Cialdini's book, Influence, that we discussed earlier. People are likely to say no at first, but will agree to a follow-up compromise. Now, these examples are based on a home purchase loan. If this mortgage is a refinance where the monthly payment was reduced, put together a total cost analysis using Mortgage Coach software. The analysis will show a side-by-side comparison of the previous loan compared to the new refinance loan. It clearly shows the savings. Email this analysis to the client and the financial advisor. The email will say, "Congratulations on the closing of your loan. I just want to point out that you had been making your mortgage payments without any problem before this refinance. I think you should consider reallocating the savings to improve your financial plan. I hope you don't mind, but I have CC'd your financial advisor, whose information I obtained from the mortgage planning questionnaire, so you can possibly discuss a strategy." Financial advisors are completely blown away by this. Think about it. A mortgage originator that they did not know and have never worked with creates a great opportunity to help their client. The freed up cash flow could pay for something the client really needs, like a disability policy, more life insurance protection, or even an umbrella policy. The bottom line is that this is a great opportunity to not only help your client, but also to meet new business partners or to refer your Core 7 team. In this module, we reviewed how to connect with the client after closing. By doing this, it adds a ton of value. You demonstrate that you are looking out for their best interests. We also covered how to endorse your Core 7 partner or connect with a professional outside your network at this stage. In the next module, we will review when, why, and how to maintain contact with clients months after the closing.